Hey, I'm Alyssa, the college expert. I've been helping kids get into college since 2006. Today, I want to talk about what you should be doing with your summer if you are between junior year and senior year, so you're a rising senior. There's a lot of people telling you a lot of things, but the thing you need to be working on is your college list. It is more important than everything else. It's more important than your essay. You'll have time to work on that. You can start thinking about it now, but let's talk about the college list. More important than the brag sheet and the recommendations, more important than the Common App. Let's talk about that college list. But before we get started, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to turn on notifications. So, when you're thinking about your college list, you want to think of it in a couple of different pieces. So the first thing is you want to start big. You want to get everything down on the page, all of the potential colleges that you could apply to. So start as big, wide canvas. Then you want to start narrowing. So the first narrowing is according to academics. The second narrowing is according to fit. The third narrowing is according to financial aid. Finally, you'll come up with the list. So that's a lot of steps. And you might be like, why should I do it in that order? Here's the thinking. When you start big, you want to include everything as possible. So whenever you're thinking about brainstorming, like best practices is always be as inclusive as possible. That part's easy, right? Then you want to think about academics, because academics, GPA is 75%. Part of that is strength of schedule. And SAT, ACT has traditionally been 25%. With the way that the SAT and ACT and test optional has been playing out, all these colleges bringing back mandatory testing requirements, we don't really know where individual percentages are at individual colleges, but we can probably use 75-25 as kind of a jumping off point for the most stringent requirements at the test mandated universities will be. But I mean, it's a wild west out there and nobody really knows the answer. Then you want to think about fit, because even if you're academically qualified to go to a place, if it's, for instance, really cold and you absolutely hate the cold, you will be miserable. Don't go there. That's crazy. And then you want to think about financial aid. Why are you thinking about finances so late? It is so much work to do a financial workup for each college that I want you to do that work for as few colleges as possible, because then you're expending the least amount of work, right? And then once you've done all of that and you've compared everything and you're like, okay, these are colleges that I can afford, and these are colleges I can get into, and these are colleges that fit all of my metrics, then you can actually create your list. So now, let's go back, let's zoom out and talk about how to make that big inclusive college list. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is make a list of every college you've ever thought about applying to. And there's no wrong answers here, right? There's no thing that you shouldn't put on this list. Put them all on there. You can Google, you can think about things that people have said to you. Are there schools that a teacher has suggested to you, or your principal, or somebody that's like a family friend, somebody that knows you and said, you know what? You'd be a great fit at Kenyon. Have you considered Overland? That really feels like the right place for you. You know what? I think you would love Michigan. I can see you there. Write them all down. A couple things to consider. Have you thought about women's colleges if you're a female identifying student? One of the big advantages of women's colleges that when you graduate, you have an amazing network. I got into Wellesley myself. I didn't go. And I think in retrospect that I should have, because I have friends who went to Wellesley and they have amazing networks. They get everything. There's always another Wellesley person, whether they knew them or not, even a person who's like 30 years older than them who didn't graduate at the same time, who's down to help them. They're like, oh, you're another Wellesley grad? Let me help you. And even among the women's colleges, if you also went to a women's college, even though it's not the same one, people from women's colleges are down to help you. It's crazy, but it's a club you want to be part of. And we're talking about jobs. We're talking about housing. People come to New York and they live with other Wellesley people. We're talking about like free show tickets. Like one friend that I have who graduated from Wellesley, she got to go to like a show for free, like a Broadway show, because some other Wellesley grad was like, oh, I have this and I'm giving it away. Like, does anybody want it? And she was like, I'll take it. Does it cost money? No. Okay, great. Down. Another thing that you should consider if you identify as Black or African American is an HBCU. HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities. A lot of folks worry about being able to get money at an HBCU, but I have a great resource for you. It's called HBCU Money Guide. It's both on Instagram and has a website. A person who runs it, Paula Dofat, is a friend of mine and knows more about getting kids into HBCUs for free and very, very cheap than anybody else that I've ever met. And HBCU Money Guide, if you spend some time on there, you will definitely find some opportunities, scholarships. She just knows everything, and she also knows everybody. Besides that, you might be like, well, what about colleges that I've never heard of? What I have tried doing is going to ChatGPT and getting them to output a list of honors colleges at universities that don't meet 100% of need. Because universities that meet 100% of need, like we all know about them, and their acceptance rates are super low. But honors colleges at universities that don't meet 100% of need often will give you a merit scholarship and will meet your tuition, and sometimes your room and board. And those can be a good way to go to college. So it won't be the same big name as like if you graduate from Johns Hopkins, but you might be able to get a great deal there. So I'm thinking specifically of the presidential scholarship at Villanova, and there are similar scholarships. So go to ChatGPT and see what it can yield for you. There's also U.S. News and Forbes lists that will talk to you about the colleges that will give you good networking connections, good career connections, careers in emerging fields. And somebody said to me the other day, are there any emerging fields left, Alyssa? And I was like, well, so I actually Googled. And there's data science and analytics, artificial intelligence and machine learning, sustainability and environmental careers, because, people are worried about farming, alternative methods of farming, healthcare and biotech, digital marketing. Those are some examples of emerging fields where it's likely that there will be a high demand in the next 20 years. Because you want to be thinking about what's going to be popular in 20 years, We spent a lot of time talking about computer science, and I think there are many computer-adjacent occupations and opportunities that exist, but it isn't just programming. So it's like big data, robotics, UX design, like those kinds of things. You could just do a quick Google and see what's out there and think about what might be interesting to you. What I want to make sure that you also don't do is decide I'm going to major in X and only go to schools with that major. So I'll give you an example. Physical therapy is a major that some of my students, they decided they're going to be physical therapists. And so then they Google and they're like, I'm only applying to schools with physical therapy as a major. Don't do that. You can major in bio or chem, which is offered at literally every college. As long as you're doing the prereqs to get into the physical therapy program, you'll be fine. It doesn't matter. You can often even major in like English or history and do the prereqs and still qualify for the physical therapy program. So don't get locked in to picking one major, because I will say this, when you are 15 or 16 or 17 and someone asks you what you want to do with the rest of your life, the thing that you say now is going to be very different than the thing you say when you're 43. That's all I have to say. Give yourself room to change. Give yourself room to grow. I changed my major 11 times when I was in college. Whatever, I changed my mind a bunch. I took this class. I was like, ooh, I want to be a English major. I took this class. I was like, ooh, I want to be an English major. I took this class. I was like, ooh, I want to be a music major. So give yourself room to experiment and don't lock yourself into one kind of program. The other thing I would say is STEM majors are often a lot harder in college because STEM is one thing that many American schools don't do a great job of preparing students for. I have seen many students get to college, think that they're going to be a computer scientist or a veterinarian or a doctor or whatever. They take their first science class and they're like, I actually can't do this. I actually cannot keep up because everybody else has a science education that's here and I'm down here. And the course mandates that we be here. So everybody else is struggling to keep up. I'm struggling just to know what everybody else knows. So give yourself that grace and please don't go to a university that only offers a few things outside of your field of study. Please go to one that offers a rich panoply, a kaleidoscope of potential options so that if the thing that you think you want to do right now doesn't work out, that's okay. You can do something else. And it's okay. And give yourself room to make that okay. That's pretty much it. That's how to make your big list. So talk to everybody you know, a family friend who knows you well, a college access person, a teacher, a principal, anybody who's ever said anything about a school that's worth considering, put it on. Your goal is to make this list as big as possible so that then we can narrow, but we will have included as many things as possible because you never know, right? The hidden gem, the overlooked possibility, include those things because you never know what's going to happen. Thanks for watching. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the narrowing videos for how to narrow according to academics, how to narrow according to fit, how to narrow according to financial aid, and then ultimately how to create your list of targets, reaches, and safeties. So check back for when those videos are ready. It's going to be super fun. We're going to go on that college list ride this summer. I can't wait. I'll see you soon.